Ample dose of reality is what awaits its readers of the new book, Secrets of a Jewish Mother. These are real stories made with real love and are chock full of real advice.
That's right. The pages inside will entertain and engage. We're happy to have two of the authors with us right now. Real housewife of New York City, Jill Zarin, and her sister, radio talk show host, Lisa Wexler. It's great to have you both. It's
Thank
great.
you.
Good morning, ladies.
Wonderful to be here.
All right, three of you wrote this book.
Yes.
Was it tough to work together?
No, it was very
No,
easy to work together.
not at all.
I think any project to be successful needs a captain. So I'm the attorney, so I was the captain.
Total, and the writer.
And the writer. So what happened was we organized this into what we call context framework action. The framework were anecdotal stories, and we'll talk about some of those stories. And that was very easy. I would email Jill and Mom,
Yes.
and then I would get them back.
About, camp.
Friendship.
She remembered my whole life.
Right.
Give me a story about camp. Give me a story about friendship, and of course, I would refer back to the housewives. And give me, how did you meet Bobby, and how did you,
Well, there's a lot of things: marriage, dating, careers, money, education, all different topics. And I would say, I'm thinking about writing about this, and I remember this story. I need to hear it in your own words, and I get it back. And so it really is 3 authors and 3 voices, but it has a consistent theme.
And the title of the book is Secrets of a Jewish Mother.
Yes.
Real advice, real family, real love.
Real
Yes.
love. And by the way, it's from a Jewish mother, but it's not just for Jewish mothers. I really have to say, our mom stresses this all the time. She really believes that the values and the advice are universal. They're about empowering young women to make good, healthy choices in their lives. And it gets into the nitty-gritty a little bit, specifically when it comes to parenting, about the wise way to interfere and still raise a healthy, independent adult.
Well, that's fantastic. We actually have a picture of you folks growing up.
Okay.
Tell us what it was like. I'm sure it must have been a
my God, I
great
love that.
experience.
I said that.
that was the Falls View Hotel.
Our parents.
Where we
Okay, I was
went.
never on a plane until I was 15 years
I
old.
was
That was my
14.
first. Okay, so our
Look at you guys,
parents.
you're holding hands.
Yeah,
I
we
love
always
that.
held hands.
We
Yeah,
always held hands.
we never went on vacations, but a little bit we went to the Falls View in Everly, these Catskill hotels.
Everybody was going to Acapulco in those years, Florida, and we were jealous because
We didn't do. My parents didn't do it.
The
The Stevensville, anyway, and that was one of the pictures. And my mom was really a glamour
girl.
Glamour girl,
And
just
she
like my
always dressed
sister.
me-
Oh, I wish you were here. I would have loved to
I
have
know.
met her.
It's a little early
She'll be
for her.
tonight
Yeah.
in Stamford. And
She
that's
will.
Right, at 7 o'clock. We're going to be at...
We're going to be at the Barnes & Noble in the Stamford Mall, so Mommy will definitely be
Mommy
there.
will be
Okay,
there, so I
very
hope everybody
good.
comes
Okay,
to
great.
meet us.
Let's talk about one of your experiences together, summer camp.
Yes.
After 5 years of going to a summer camp, you were told by Mom and Dad that you couldn't go because they couldn't afford it. They
That's
could only
right, it was
afford to bring
73.
One, so you can only
Tough-
send
tough
one, and
time.
they chose to send
My sister.
I didn't know this till the book was written.
This is true.
A lot of stories came out in the book that I didn't know because they just assumed I did.
Okay, so
Right.
you
What's the
stayed
story?
home and she got sent.
Well, you see, my mom always used to believe that fair is not always equal, and equal is not always fair. And I think that as a parent of 2 children, I think that is so wise. I have a son and a daughter, and there are different choices you make at different ages and stages, and it's not always the same 2 cookies each. Not at all. So when it came to camp, I was in love with Kinnikinnick. I used to dream about the mountains, and I was very heartbroken initially when my mom said, you know what, we can't afford to send both of you. And we're not choosing to not send either one. We're choosing to send Jill, because Jill has only had 2 summers at this beautiful summer camp in Vermont. And we think you're 14 years old this summer.
You
It's
had been
time
for
for you to
4
move
years?
on. Been for 5 years.
If they had asked me, I would have said, don't send me. I hated it. They were bullies in my bunk. One of the new girls that summer, I was traumatized. They took her bed and they threw it in the lake. We were all punished. For a week we had to sit in
didn't
a
know.
tree. I just found this out
But this was funny.
a year ago.
But see,
about
so
this.
the moral of the story is, and there's a couple, one of them is that you don't always know, even if you're doing the right thing, how it's going to turn out. Right?
Even if you do the right thing, it's not the right
But
thing.
the other thing was, for me as the older sister, I got the message that a little self-sacrifice for my sister was a pretty good thing. And I sort of
Thank
began
you,
to feel
Lisa.
good about it. I thought, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Well, they told you, though, but they never
They
told
told me the reason. We believe in that.
Right.
As your kids age and you have decisions that need to be made, including about moving, including about bringing a blended parent into the home, I think that you need to tell your children what's happening and why. Age appropriate.
Right. You know, I just wanted to mention that one of the things about the paperback, different than the hardcover, because it's the same book, but we added a chapter on bullying. But what Lisa really added, Lisa's a big bookie person. I'm not, I have to admit. She's a big reader. So you added
About bullying?
No, you
Oh, you mean I added the book review?
Yes.
The book club. Oh, I'm a very big book club. I've had a book club for 20
I didn't
years.
have a book club, but she did. So I said, when we talked about it, why don't you make a list of questions for people who have a book club, and we'll give you the thoughtful questions and make it more fun.
Yeah, it's a great book club book.
Great response. We posted it on our website, secretsofajewishmother.com, a list of book club questions.
I'll tell you the truth. I'm here in Connecticut, and I've already been to some book club gatherings. I'm very happy to come.
Yes.
I'm very happy to come.
Why not? I may not be able to come, but I will call. So if you're doing a book club,
it's really fun for
in.
me.
All right, all book clubs out there.
It's really fun.
All right, I have to ask, you have a lot of advice about dating in the book. Offer us a couple pointers if you could.
Well, Jill believes you should never date, in terms of seriously date, a guy that you wouldn't want to be divorced from.
Right.
That's one way to look at it, I suppose.
No, in other words, marry. In other words, never marry somebody that you couldn't project. In other words, don't look for those traits and qualities of real anger and vengefulness.
If it doesn't work out, you wouldn't want him as an ex-husband, you don't want to marry him. You know, and I know it sounds sort of cynical, but it's very true.
You do have to
I also think I don't believe in living together. I know it's
neither do I.
And by the way, there's another book out from someone from the neighborhood, called
Amy Chua, Tiger Mom.
Amy Chua.
Amy Chua.
So things like that we totally do not agree on. And ironically, she is married to a Jewish man, so we sort of take credit as the Jewish mother raising the husband. But we don't agree on things. And one of the things, I don't know what she feels about dating, but I don't believe in living together. I just think it's wrong.
No, it was just that she has been excerpted in terms of very restrictive child-rearing methods, and we are more of the encouraging rather than the putting down.
Oh, I wish we had more time.
We're out of time, ladies. We've really enjoyed chatting with you. You're going to be at the Barnes & Noble in Stamford tonight at 7.
We will.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. Coming up, there's